What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Triple Z Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Henry. The All-Star Game is next month, and the NBA has officially released the starters for the East and Western Conference. In this video, I wanted to give my take on the starters and who I think will be reserves for both conferences. Starting out with the West, the backcourt of SGA and Luka Doncic. SGA averaging 31 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. OKC is the best team in the Western Conference. Defensively, he's been great, leads the league in steals and deflections. OKC's had some impressive wins throughout the season as well over the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, and the Los Angeles Clippers. And he's also a serious candidate for MVP as well. Luka, top 10 in points and assists, 35 and 9, has the Mavericks currently as an 8th seed in the Western Conference, and that's with Kyrie Irving missing 19 games. Some of the performances Luka has put up this season is honestly video game numbers. 73 points in a win against the Atlanta Hawks, 50 points on Christmas Day, multiple triple-doubles throughout this season, even one before halftime. I personally believe if Luka can get the Mavericks to a 4th or 5th seed, he should definitely be in the MVP discussion. Moving on to the front court, LeBron James, the West captain. In year 21, we've never seen anything like this in our very lifetime. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 52% from the field, 40% from 3. He's the face of the league, so nobody should really expect him to come off the bench in an All-Star game. Kevin Durant, year 16, 28 points on great shooting splits, 54% from the field, 45% from 3, 87% from the free throw line. The Suns are playing much better basketball since the Big Three has been healthy, and the scoring and efficiency from Kevin Durant has been unmatched. Nikola Jokic, the best player in basketball, the reigning Finals MVP. Denver has a legit case to win back-to-back titles the way how their team is set up. Moving on to the East starters, the backcourt of Damian Lillard and Tyrese Halliburton. And let me say this about Damian Lillard. I can't make a case that he deserves to start over Jalen Brunson. I don't know how Dame got the nod to start over Brunson. Not saying that Dame doesn't deserve to be an all-star, but he should be a reserve and Brunson should be in the starting lineup. Jalen Brunson, I mean, the productivity he's been able to produce for the New York Knicks has been one of the best things for NBA basketball currently. They're winning basketball games. Some of his performances in those wins have been spectacular, and he's living up to that contract he signed last season. He's averaging more points, shooting better from the field, shooting better from 3, leads the league in charges taken. In head-to-head matchup, he's outperformed Damian Lillard. Like I said, I don't know how Dame got the nod, but in my personal opinion, I believe Jalen Brunson should be a starter for the East. Tyrese Halliburton, the best point guard in the Eastern Conference, led all Eastern Conference guards in voting by more than 1 million votes. He's the focal point of Indiana having one of the most historic offenses we've ever seen in an NBA season. Averaging 23 points, 12 assists. He's had multiple games with 15 or more assists and has the most assists this season with 23 in a game. Front court, Jason Tatum, best player on the best team, which is the Boston Celtics. No other forward can really take his spot, so he pretty much has that on lock. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the East captain, most votes out of every player. All-time leader for Bucks in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks, so he's definitely certified. Joel Embiid, most likely on his way to winning back-to-back MVP if he does qualify. I believe he has 6 more games until he can't qualify, so hopefully he can stay healthy. Had a 13-game stretch of 30 points and 10 rebounds, scored 70 points in a win against the San Antonio Spurs, putting up better numbers than he did in his MVP season last season, which is absolutely ridiculous. And one word I would use to describe Joel Embiid would be dominant. He's been an absolute force to be reckoned with this season, and I think most players would agree with that. He's honestly the modern-day Shaq in this time frame of the NBA. My West reserves. I got the backcourt of Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards. Now, I know it's a down year for the Warriors. You know, Klay Thompson has been playing that great this season. Draymond Green's been out with a suspension. And Steph Curry is basically doing everything in his power to hold this team together. 27 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 45% from the field, 40% from 3. And it's okay to admit that Luka and SGA, specifically SGA, are having a better season than Steph. They're SGA specifically, because I think that's the problem for most people, that SGA is starting over Steph. But if you really want to talk about it, SGA has better team success, and he's putting up better numbers, and he's just having a better overall season. SGA is in MVP discussions. Steph Curry is not. Not saying that SGA is greater than Steph Curry, but as of right now, this season, the 2024 season, he's playing better than Stephen Curry right now. Anthony Edwards, the FIBA World Cup hype is real. He's a superstar in the making. Minnesota is the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, and he's the reason for that. He's had a lot of clutch moments, and he's living up to the hype and expectations placed upon him. For the front court, I got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, a great duo for the Clippers. They've been healthy for majority of the season. And that's something we've been wanting to see from Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, because we know if they're healthy, the Clippers can definitely be a title contender in the Western Conference, which they are exactly right now, especially how they just beat the Boston Celtics in TD Garden. The Clippers look like one of the most scariest teams to be reckoned with. And I mean, it's no brainer that the Clippers are the best team in Los Angeles. I mean, if you look at the Lakers, it looks a little bit shaky. But if you look at the Clippers, though, they're the best team in Los Angeles. Anthony Davis, another guy that's been healthy, looks like the best player on most nights for the Los Angeles Lakers. 25 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.4 blocks. High candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. And my wild cards would be Devin Booker on some nights. He looks like the best player, and that's with Kevin Durant on the court. In the month of January, he's averaging 30 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 54% from the field, 40% from 3. He's had 2 50-point games this month, 52 against the Pelicans and 62 against the Indiana Pacers. My other wild card would be De'Aaron Fox. Now, the Sacramento Kings, they've fallen off a little bit dating back to last season. They're currently a 5th seed in a competitive Western Conference, which is still really good. De'Aaron Fox shooting a career best from 3 at 38%. He's 8th in points per game with 27, so he's definitely the reason for the Kings staying in the playoff hunt this season. My East reserves, like I said earlier on, Jalen Brunson deserves to be a starter. If you can make a case that Dame should start over Jalen Brunson, let me know down in the comment section. I'm always open to any crazy ideas out there. Not saying that they're crazy, but let's be real. If we watch this season, Damian Lillard has been a little shaky. He hasn't looked like the Dame we're used to seeing, like the Portland Dame. Like, he's been a little shaky this season, and that's not his fault. He's in a new system. You know, they just fired their coach, Adrian Griffin. They just got Doc Rivers, so it might take him some time to get his feet a little wet. Donovan Mitchell. Now, the Cavs are without Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. Donovan Mitchell has the Cavs as a 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. They've been recently on an 8-game winning streak, and he's taken on more of the ball handling responsibility since Darius Garland's not there. So you definitely got to give Donovan Mitchell a spot in the All-Star game. Now, for the front court, Julius Randle is injured. I think he dislocated his shoulder against the Miami Heat. So I don't know if he's going to be at the All-Star game or do we have to pick someone else. But if Julius Randle is out for the All-Star game, I'm going to say Pablo Banchero. A career high in points, assists, rebounds, and 3-point percentage. Now, the Orlando Magic, they did great early on in the season. I think they were like the 2nd seed at one point. And now as we come to this time frame, they've been a little shaky. I think they're the 8th seed right now. But the Orlando Magic has a great chance of making the playoffs. And I think Pablo Banchero, what he's been doing, he does have to shoot a little bit better from the field and 3-point line. But what he's been doing for the Orlando Magic, he's giving them a chance to make the playoffs. Bam Adebayo, another guy that's averaging a career high in points, assists, and rebounds. Now, if there's one player to come out of Miami, I believe it has to be Bam. Jimmy Butler's missed a good chunk of games. So if you had to pick somebody, I'm going to say Bam. He's putting up, some great numbers. He's always improved each and every season, so you definitely got to give him a look for the All-Star game. Jaylen Brown. Now, I don't even want to sound like a casual, but the only reason I'm putting Jaylen Brown in the All-Star game is because Boston gave him $300 million. There's no way you can make $300 million and not make the All-Star team. That isn't 2 + 2 is 4 there. I don't. No, there's no way. There's no way he doesn't make it. He just signed I think that's the highest contract ever signed in NBA history. If he doesn't make an All-Star team, I don't know what Boston was thinking in the offseason. Now, for my wild cards, hopefully this stirs up a little conversation in the comment section, but I think a couple days ago, Reggie Miller said at some point winning matters, and I agree with that statement because I know when it comes to the All-Star game, it's the superstar players, the box off players, the stats, the numbers, all types of stuff goes into it. But Derek White, to me, deserves to be an All-Star. I think he's, he can be an exception. Honestly, he doesn't got the crazy numbers and he doesn't, he's not the main guy to fill up an arena. But Derek White is so important to the Boston Celtics and what they're trying to accomplish. Obviously winning a championship. He's one of the best defensive guards, if not the best defensive guard. Most blocks by a guard this season with 51 blocks. Shooting great from 3, and he's always making game-winning plays for the Boston Celtics. I trust Derek White come playoff time and hopefully come finals time in May and June. So I think he should definitely be an All-Star this season. I don't think that's something crazy to say as well. Like, if I say Derek White should be an All-Star, I think most people would be like, I can see it. I can see how that can play out. I think he's been playing absolutely great for the Boston Celtics, and I would definitely give him the nod. My other wild card would be Tyrese Maxey. Now, once James Harden made the move to Los Angeles for the Clippers, Tyrese Maxey he walked right into that second option opportunity, and he's been able to blossom in that role. He took a leap in scoring. Him and Joel Embiid's one of the best duos, honestly, in the league. They're the highest scoring duo as well. And I think for Tyrese Maxey to take the opportunity and just take it and go off with it has been flat out great to see. I mean, he's one of my favorite players to watch. He's one of my favorite players, honestly, him and Derek White. Derek White, Tyrese Maxey, Malik Monk, Austin Reeves, and Jaquez Jr. are my favorite players in the league right now. So I would love to see Derek White and Tyrese Maxey make the All-Star team. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. If you think the voters got it correct, who's someone that should be a first-time All-Star? Do you like the format going back to the East versus West? Do you like the jerseys for their All-Star game? I kind of like them. They're a little bit vintage, blue and red. A lot of people have been complaining about the jerseys for the past couple of years, and I'm just thinking to myself, why don't you create them then? I feel like the NBA is trying. And you got to give them credit for that. They're trying. I honestly like the jerseys. They look pretty good. They look vintage, and it seems pretty okay to me. But let me know down in the comment section if you like them or dislike them. Thank you guys for listening to a Triple Z podcast. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are for the All-Star game. I'll see you guys next time.